Why doesn't China just walk into Africa and take it instead of piecemeal, subtle, tomfoolery diplomacy? China's military power is very massive. You can see that it can take any country whenever it wants. 2 Chinese men recently killed our brothers in Namibia over unpaid wages. Nothing was done by Africans. They just kept quiet, and Dr. Mumbisho demonstrates and explains all that. But Africa and all over the earth, black people never bothered, never did anything. Why is America not employing its military to recolonize Africa and take everything? You see, who will stop the Americans if they decide to drop an atomic bomb over Africa? If you think they are not interested, you must realize that they are quietly there. All these are American bases in Africa. All these. You can go to this military website and you can find them. And there is the logistics hub and operations of United States Command, AFRICOM. You can see they've targeted the area that I said they are the tribes and the races that defend Africa. That's where they are. They are targeting that. You can also understand the Paekeshes principle that the Chinese use. They are the Chinese bases. They are right in where our tribes, the strongest tribes are. That's where the Chinese are today. So the Chinese, the Americans, the Russians, they are there. The French, USARAF. This is from unclassified data that was released by Tom Dispatch via the Freedom of Information Act. You can go to this website, The Nation, and they see where the French are. You can see all there. They are the French working cahoots with the Chinese and as well as the Americans in intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, in lifting, aerial refueling, logistics, training the troops and contributing into those countries' exercises. So they are there. It will come as a shock because the evidence is right in our hands, right within us. More juddering, rather perturbative. The shock are from realizing at the lofty heights the ancient lived. Something indeed pushed them off, and today extinction is imminent. Do they know they were the greatest, the best, and the original? What happened? Will the fallen rise up again? Could it be you who is one of them? Priest Teacher Rabbi L.M. Dumizulu here, who fell from too high a position. Before we explore what happened, Africa ruled the world for millions of years and civilized humanity. You have to read this book by Robin Walker, When We Ruled, 2nd edition. Pre-human skeletal bones have been found in Africa, dating back to between 4 and 5 million years. They are the oldest known ancestral bones of Africans who lived at least 4.4 million years ago. That's us. We are the descendants of these people. On the 1st of March 1979, the New York Times carried an article on its front page, also page 16, that was entitled Nubian Monarch Oldest. In this article, we were assured that evidence of the oldest recognizable monarch in human history, preceding the rise of the earliest Egyptian kings by several generations, has been discovered in artifacts from ancient Namibia, the area that I showed you where the Americans and where the Chinese are. The territory of the northern Sudan and the southern portion of modern Egypt. Exactly. Lord Lugard, an English official, estimated in 1904 that there were over 170 walled towns still in existence in the whole of Kano province of northern Nigeria. So we were civilized. We were great. We were the best. One of the greatest achievements of Yoruba is their urban culture. By year 1300, says a modern scholar, the Yoruba people built numerous walled cities surrounded by farms. The cities were Oyo, Ijebu, Ijesa, Ketu, Popo, Egba, Sabe, Dasa, Egabo, Igbomina, the 16 Ekiti principalities, Oyo and Ondo. So we were great. We were not as primitive as some of our colleagues want to tell us. So what happened? Before we go into detail, let us look at one of the most promising studies or graphs that you can ever come upon or study. This is a graph of product life cycle, where we started and start up, and then we grow, and then we mature, and then we decline, and then we expire or go into extinction. So we started almost 4 million years ago. Since we are the oldest race in the world, is it possible we have run our life? This is a shocking observation if you think about it. Let us think of the natural life cycle of anything, the physiological maturity of species. They grow, they mature, they decline, they expire, and they are gone. Can we apply that? Let us also think about this, because our ancient ancestors, specifically the riddles of the Sphinx, says what goes on 4 in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening is answerable by the aging of a man. So the question is, has our race been caught up with age? Never thought of this before. The melanin carbon people, or the black people, are the original, and we are the oldest race. But when you consider the architectural wonders from palaces that we had and the hovels that we transitioned into, you realize that something must be happening with our age. Astronomical knowledge, any form of knowledge, chemistry, and the poverty in Africa today, which is astonishing when you compare that ancient, almost 2,000, 3,000 years ago, we lived in palaces like this as kings and queens and princes and princesses. And today, this is what we have. So something dynamic has happened. Our ancestors invented everything. When we look at the ancient people in Africa, makeup, writing, papyrus, which is paper, fresh breath, which gave birth to toothpaste, shaving and haircut, afro combs, scissors, the locks to lock the doors, bowling, games, sports, board games, medicine, shipbuilding, mathematics, science, physics, chemistry, anything you name, our ancestors discovered that. Africa is not leading in anything today, but we are followers. We are going to Europe to look for work. We are going into the diaspora to look for work. How were we enslaved and colonized since we were the greatest? The financial system, the valuing of minerals, modern means of creating wealth, education, spirituality, religion, all are run by Europe via banks. For example, they hold the monopoly to print money, and then they come to Africa with the money they have printed and claim anything that they want. And then at the same time, they don't allow Africa to print its own money. Countries that have been under European control, this is the green one. So you can't deny that Europe is in charge. Whether you like it or whether you don't like it, Europe is running the earth today. The modern era we speak of, the aeroplanes, the cars, anything that you touch was invented by Europe. Capitalism, socialism, mixed economy, world wars, communism, sophisticated advancements, artificial intelligence, the 5G that is coming soon, the cell phone, the smartphone, all is a product of Europe. Yes, we know they stole the mathematics and the physics and the science from us, but look at what they have done. Inventions of the Industrial Revolution, Early White, the cotton gin, the gun, the muskets. James Watt created the first reliable steam engine. Henry Ford and Diesel all invented the motor car. Robert Fulton, a regular steamboat. Or Nikola Tesla, induction and electrical motor. Samuel F. Morse, the telegraph. Elias Howe, the sewing machine. Isaac Singer, the sewing machine. Alexander Graham Bell, the telephone. Thomas Edison, the phonograph. We know that most of these inventions could have actually been done by black people. But we are speaking here, Rudolf Diesel, of what they managed to do. The Mercedes-Benz, the engine that you speak of. All that was today is all European. You can't deny that. We know the history. All religions and sororities syncretized, and they are European now, despite the fact that Africans taught the world everything about the religions and the religious studies and about the divine and the creator. So you see, Christianity is green. You see, purple is Islam. You see, Hinduism in India. All these religions and all in China were started by black people. But today, they are run by Europe. How the mighty have fallen. You speak about food and science and nutrition. You go to this slide, you see European food research and technology, analytical, bioanalytical chemistry, plant foods for human nutrition, everything. Journal of American Oil Chemist Society, European Journal of Nutrition, Food Processing and Bioprocessing Technology, Dairy Science, Biochemistry, for digestion, engineering, biotechnology. It's all dominated by Europe, whether we like it or we don't like it. Yet the black people were the ones that started agriculture, that tamed all the plants, and they said this is edible and this is not edible. You go to all major sports today, they are all European, despite again the fact that we started them. The top most popular sports on earth, soccer, started in Africa. Basketball started in Africa. Hockey started in Africa. Volleyball in Africa. Tennis in Africa. Baseball in Africa. All rugby, all golf, everything began in Africa, was started in Africa. Olympics, everything was stolen as ideas from Africa. Music and entertainment, it's Africa again. Africans are the first to know how to sing, to compose songs, to sing, make musical instrument. But today, sports and music and entertainment and movies and drama and books and business is all dominated by Europe. You can't deny that. What happened to the mighty and the great are people? How do we turn this around? Again, we go back to the business model. It gives us the answer. You see, we are the original, and then we went through the growth, the maturity, and decline. But a product is given a product extension to prolong its life. Therefore, we are carbon people. And there are other carbon people all over the earth, other than Africa. The indigenous in all Oceania, remnants in Asia, Australia, Papua New Guinea, the Andaman Islands, India, America, Philippines, South America, the North Pole, everywhere. All different shades are melanized people. We who share a common thread of our ancestry must cease in fighting and unify. Isolate those who use war, invasion, and genocide. They usurped and continue to usurp our creativity. An earthwide awakening is underfoot. We need to harness this and continue with this. The hate, the disunity must cease and stop, for indeed we are the fallen race. Suffering is coming to an end, but it is only if we know the importance of knowledge and go back to the source using the 13 ancestral totems that we know of. Then we extend not into the future, not by brand extension, by becoming somebody, or by multi-brand or marrying others that are not of your species, or by creating other new species, or by product extension, but by going back into our history. That's the only way we can survive. How do we do that? In conclusion, we have to retain melanin. There is no way we can survive if we do not retain, recolonize, and keep melanin. This is a book that you can get by Dr. D. King, A Key, Melanin, A Key to Freedom. A study of ancient African history reveals an early African intervention of the human melanin system as a whole body melanin system that serves as the eye of the soul to produce inner vision, true spiritual consciousness, creative genius, beauty vision, to become divine-like, and to have conversation with the immortals ancestors. That's what we need. The purpose of ancient African education was to provide knowledge and development of the will of the student that allowed salvation, freedom of the soul from the fetters, chains of the physical body. George G.M. James. Consider this as the study of melanin. That's what we should come back to become again the sons of light, the transcendental beings. So we need unity. We need to recolonize, recapture, reactivate, keep melanin using the pineal gland. Get this book from Amazon and let us unite together and live again, because we are the great race that fell from very high levels. Thank you. This is Spiritual Rabbi Elam Dumizel of Committee Buru Ethics. Contact us on this email. Subscribe to our channel and let us unite, study, and revive melanin. Goodbye.